So we're the Daniels of Graffiti Park. We want to take a minute just first and foremost to say thank you to Lee and everybody over here at Rethink Worldwide. We want to kind of start off by saying, like, we are not picture-perfect entrepreneurs. We are not the symbol of what it looks like to be successful yet, but we're getting there. And so we just really feel honored and privileged, and I just want to say thank you for inviting us. You have no idea what this means to people in the community, to people starting out a business, to feel seen and to feel heard. So thank you.
That's Daniel Bolgatz. I'm Daniel Maloney. So good morning, I guess almost good afternoon at this point. Just a brief introduction of the both of us. We're both Las Vegas natives, went to high school here, went to UNLV, graduated from there, and that's where we met and where this idea that we're going to tell you about today came to be. So with that said, before we get into our company mantra, which is what's on the flyer, the collaboration over competition, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is Graffiti Park. So at its core, and we appreciate the brief introduction there, but at its core, it's a community of creators. And so as mentioned, Daniel and I saw a need to essentially connect an artist to canvas, multiple artists to the multiple canvases that are out in the world. So at its core, that's what Graffiti Park is. I'm gonna turn over to Daniel to tell you about what we've done with that.
So Graffiti Park we established, it was an idea that started in 2016. We officially incorporated in 2020, and now we are both the Graffiti Park LLC, and then in October of last year, we got our 501c3 nonprofit certificate as well. Thank you. So in those last 2 years, it'll be 2 years, August 27th, so we're officially 2 years and about a week. In that time, we've been blessed with the ability to work with over 200 different local Las Vegas artists and paint over 280 some odd thousand square feet now to this point, 2 years in. All around Las Vegas, I hope you've seen it in different ways, shapes, and forms. Yeah.
And so that 200,000 square feet has come in the shapes of elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. In fact, we're at over 10% of the schools in the district representing art, talking about inspiring the youth, making sure that they have those opportunities. Unfortunately, Clark County cut the funding for a lot of their art programs throughout the district. And so by coming in and painting those walls and showing those individuals what's possible, that's one thing that we found to be able to accomplish our vision of connecting artists to canvas out at these different individual locations. But that's not where we want to stop, right? The next step is opening up our flagship location in the Arts District, downtown Las Vegas, to be able to create that one-stop hub for creators to come and create and collaborate with their different community that we're looking to build. So with that said, collaboration over competition. So we want to take a common business practice and flip it on its head. We talk about gaining a competitive advantage in the marketplace in your industry, right? And understanding what makes you a differentiator, right? We've seen Shark Tank. That's one of the first questions I'd ask them. What's any different? What's proprietary about what you have to offer, right? Favorite question. And so we want to take that mantra, and while Daniel and I aren't here to dismantle proven business philosophy and theory, we want to flip that on its head and say, let's widen our blinders. Think of all the people in the world that have shared vision or a shared vision that you have. So one of the things that Daniel talked about was being able to paint over 200,000 square feet of space and to work with all these different entities. That, and a part of that success has come with flipping the idea of competitors on its head, and how can we collaborate and partner with individuals to mutually grow as individuals.
Beautiful. So, how do you do this? It all starts by, number one, knowing yourself. As soon as you can take an intrinsic view and know who you are, what you have to offer, and what your dream is, what your vision is, the quicker, the better that this will kind of all go down. So once you know yourself, your idea, and your goal, you're able to move forward to the next one, which is, what is the vision?
So the journey is everything, right? So I want you guys, indulge us for a second. Close your eyes. You're going to close your eyes, Dan? You're going to indulge me? All right. Close your eyes. I want you to think of that vision, your idea, right? What it feels like to achieve that vision, okay? You can open your eyes. Thanks for those of you that actually close your eyes. That's awesome, right? So once you have that idea, you don't need to know right now, and hopefully you weren't thinking about, I need to know every step of the way to get there. I need to know how I'm going to get funding. I need to know how I'm going to hire a team. and do this and that, right? You were thinking about, hopefully, even if you didn't close your eyes, thinking about what is that definition of success? What do I want to do? So as Daniel mentioned, the step one in to be able to use a community and partner with individuals is you got to know what you have to offer so that you can bring your value, right? Step two is creating pathways for partnership, right? And so, show of hands, who's heard the phrase, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine? Oh, people? All right. So we're going to take that phrase and we're going to throw it in the trash, all right? That phrase and entering relationships under that mantra, it's predicated on the fact that I'm looking to gain something out of this relationship, right? It's a transactional interaction. And so in order to create these actual pathways for partnership, and what Daniel and I have seen for success for Graffiti Park and bringing this community of creators and collaborators together, is to widen those blinders and understand that everyone has something to offer, something of value to bring in to this kind of organization, right? And so if you seek out to genuinely help people, then you'll have a little bit higher likelihood of success. I want to share a quick story. So one of the dreams that Daniel and I have had since the start of our company was to be a part of the Life is Beautiful Festival. It's actually going down in about 5 days, right? And so at its inception, when we were in college, sitting there on the couch, like, let's create this idea, let's do it, that became one of our goals. And so we would hit Life is Beautiful up, we'd have meetings, they wouldn't go anywhere, worldwide pandemic happens, right? But throughout this time, we're seeking out partnerships with partners of Life is Beautiful. How can we gain relationships, understanding that we have mutual goals and whatnot? Lo and behold, one day we get the call from Life is Beautiful, and they want us to bring those partners together and curate a piece at the festival last year. And so that's a perfect example of, we weren't entering that relationship just to accomplish our goal. We recognize that there's other players in the game that have a mutual vision, and by collaborating with those, it ultimately led to us accomplishing our dream.
So Danny said something, he said the journey is everything, right? You start with your vision, your next step is to figure out how that vision incorporates and how you can put that into your community, and then the last step of that is to water and grow your community into something beautiful. So everyone starts with an idea, with a vision, with something in mind, and then the idea is after you have that vision, once you start to community partner with other people that have like-minded goals, visions, dreams with you, you'll find that you can go farther together. Has anybody heard that term? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Because it truly means that way. It's as soon as you bring on people into your community, into your circle of friends or influences, as Kathy just shared with us, you'll find that the growth is exponential. So, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to read. I don't want to hit my talking points here. It's that idea of you can't do it alone, right? And that the idea behind it is that you should never burn bridges while you're building a community. To burn a bridge, only toss one match. Just don't be the person that lights that match. It's super important that you're amicable with everybody that you come in contact with, and that as long as you know your mission, morals, and values, those things will never be compromised when other people try and waver you from your goal.
Right. And so with that said, the last I know we've asked you guys some questions, made you think about some things, but the last thing when it comes to like growing and expanding your community is think about why you're in this room. How did you get invited to this room? Was it a friend, a business partner, family, whatever it might have been, right? And I think that's a first step to continue to grow your community. One thing that we like to say is think community over network. Network is very kind of like, this is me, this is my network, right? How can it benefit me? But what if you were able to connect your network with each other and start to expand and create this idea of community so that you all can help each other strive and accomplish your goals? So thank you all for listening to a couple 20-year-olds up here, tell you a little bit about what we've done over the past couple of years with painting some schools. Thanks, guys.